All right, you guys, so today we are doing a big shoulder workout. This is high reps, which means the weight is going to go down, and this is not typically how I train anymore, so this is going to be a great way to change it up. So one question that I get asked frequently is, what's the best rep range to work with? And honestly, you need to be working with all of the rep ranges. The rep range that you need to do is the one that you are not doing. So we'll spend a little bit of time, like throughout your training, throughout the year, you'll spend a little bit of time doing like 3 sets of 5, right? And then that might change to 3 sets of 15 to 20. It just depends on where you're at and what is going to give your muscles the stimulus that it needs to force that adaptation. Through that adaptation, we get stronger. So today we've got 4 different shoulder exercises. We're going to target all 4 parts of the shoulder. You're going to need some dumbbells, a weight plate, and potentially a bench. If you don't have a bench, no big deal. You could do what we're going to do first, standing instead of seated, and also with the rear delt raises, you wouldn't need a support for your torso. You could also do those standing. So we're going to do 3 sets of each, 20 reps of each, and we're going to go through this just one time, but you're going to complete all 3 sets before moving on to the next. Starting off with our Arnold Press. So with an Arnold Press, it's going to be seated so we can support our core. Palms face in to begin, and this is an alternating single arm. You're going to rotate out and up, and then out and up. So this is actually 40 total because we're doing 20 per side. Adjust your weights accordingly. So I'm going to use 15 pounds to start. This is the first time I've used those Bowflex weights that we have. I mean, they're great for, because you get a wide variety of weights without having to take up your entire gym space, but they are a little longer, so it's a little bit awkward. So we'll see how I feel about it. Okay, so I'm seated. I've got my weights. Press my back into my bench. Palms face in to begin. 1 overhead. 1, 2. So we're going for 40 total. 3. It's right in front of me. My elbows are like right at bra line. Whoop, bonk my head. See, that's a problem with these. So you don't need to watch me do all 40, but you'll do all 40. You'll rest for a measly 30 seconds, and then you're going to get into the next set. So just 30 seconds rest, if possible, between your sets, and then you move on to the next. So 3 sets of that. Then we've got plate front raise. If you do not have plates at home, like all you've got is dumbbells, that's okay. Take your dumbbell, hold it horizontally, and lift and lower like so. But if you do have the plates, here's a plate. I'm going to play it safe with just a 10-pounder. Hold it on either side, brace through the core, lift to shoulder height, hide your face, and then lower. Lift, lower. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see I'm not swinging and how high I'm going. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. I've got a slight bend in my knees. Tailbone reaches down. Low belly ribs are in. 20 of these. Versus it's not a kettlebell swing. Keep it slow and controlled. 20, rest for 30, 20, rest for 30, 20, rest for 30. So we've got the top, we've got the front of the shoulder. Now we're going to be outside with a lateral raise. Let me move this a little bit so I don't bonk it. So with your lateral raise, arms are right by your sides. I want you to think about leading with your pinkies out to the side. Pinkies lead the way. Pinkies lead the way. My arms are not locked out, right? There is just a slight bend in my elbow. Again, from the side, because we don't want to swing the weights. Slight bend in the knee, tailbone tucked, ribs in. Now, if you get to, like, let's say you're at 15 reps, but you're not quite there, then you can use a little bit of help. Just a little bit of help to get those final few reps in. Whew! Rest for 30 seconds, that is. 20 more reps, rest for 30 seconds, 20 more reps. Now, our final movement, I'm going to swing my bench around, It's a rear delt raise or a rear delt fly. Oh, and my bench is so tricky. I wish it would go one more down, but the next one is like significantly farther down. Support your torso on an incline bench or simply just hinge at your hips. So here I am. Let me make sure I have enough. Yes. So here I am on my bench. It's kind of sliding. Palms face back. I am going to wrap my shoulders around this bench because it's not a squeeze the shoulder blade situation at all. You want the back of your shoulders to work. So I'm pressing the front of my shoulders into my pad, and then I'm going to fly it out to the side from here. Your arms are in line with your shoulders. They're not behind you. They're definitely not in front of you. But make sure arms form a T. 20. Now, I know a common cue you may have heard in a group exercise class, because I'd be lying if I said I haven't said it before, is, okay, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze your shoulder blades. No, this is not a squeeze your shoulder blades together situation. Press the front of your shoulders into your bench, and if you don't have a bench, just think shoulders rolling forward, because you want to use the back of your shoulders to make that movement, okay? So don't squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you. That's not working the rear delts. That's working the muscle that's right in between your shoulder blades, right? We want to sculpt the shoulder, not just squeeze in between the shoulder blades. So 20, 30-second rest, 20, 30-second rest, 20, 30-second rest. Bam! You have a super shoulder sculpting workout.